Hi, beautiful souls. Mm, Susan here. If you haven't met me, I'm a transformational coach and qualified therapist, and I am sitting outside today because I need to be in the sun. It's too cold inside. So, this video is going to be all about how to regulate your emotions, emotional regulation, and when is it needed. So, emotional regulation is needed when you feel really on edge, really triggered, when you feel like you're not centered, you're all over the place, you're frazzled, when you're going through fights with your partner or your friend, and it's just all this tension and chaotic energy is coming up, and you might be struggling to just function, to just cook a meal, to feed yourself, to drink water. So, an emotional regulation may be needed when you feel like your inner child has been activated, your wounded inner child, whether it's betrayal or abandonment or rejection. Yeah, so let's start with some basic some basic tips. Emotional regulation. It's good to get your own space, um, to avoid overstimulation in your environment. So you don't want to, if you're feeling like you're not emotionally regulated, you don't want to go to a concert. That's not going to be the best idea. Going to the club wouldn't be a good idea. Going to crowded places is not going to be a good idea. There's going to be a lot of people, and if you're not emotionally regulated, it's going to be hard to really connect with them and enjoy socializing anyway. This is a time where your divine inner mother needs to come out and play. She needs to come out and really, if you can treat yourself like the most precious child in the world and bring out, engage your inner nurturer, be an empath towards yourself. Pray. Before we get into more of the spiritual tools, let's definitely let's start with the basics. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself like you're a child and give yourself reassurance. Give yourself some reassurance. Give yourself some loving affirmations and rest. And give it time. Rest. Um, if you can create space, as much space as you can for yourself, and cancel your appointments. Um, if you can take some time off work just so you can be with yourself and process what's going on, because when you feel like you need to when you feel like you need to regulate yourself, there's a gift in that process. There's something there for you to look at. There's something there that's been triggered, so you can heal this. You can look into healing this. You can look into transforming this and transforming yourself for the better. So there's an opportunity here. It's a very sacred time, I find, when these things come up. You can turn your triggers to treasures. When there's emotional dysregulation, oftentimes the underlying cause of it is some sort of fear. I often share that in the end of the day, you're either operating from a place of love or fear. And sometimes when the emotions come up and it feels a bit chaotic, that's because there's a fear. But on the other side of fear can be a lot of growth, can be a lot of positive change. It can bring, if a person does the opposite of what that fear wants them to do, even though it's a risk, it will allow the emotions to start flowing and regulating again. So I want, if you feel like you need the emotional regulation, my question to you is there underlying fear going on, and what is that fear, and what would love do? What would love do? Because one of the most powerful ways to regulate yourself is to choose love, and is to embody love. Have the courage to embody love. For example, if you're feeling like you're not emotionally regulated because your crush is literally just around the corner and he or she has no idea that you like them, and every time they walk past your house walking the dog, you get all your emotions start and every time, and then you feel like, oh my gosh, you need space, you need to like decompress. What if you told that person that you like them? Your emotions will instantly regulate if they like you back. And if they don't like you back, then at least you've gotten it out of your system and you can move on. That's just one example. Another example is you have a need. You want to share with your partner that you want to see them more, or you're actually getting busy and you want to see them less, and there's a fear. You don't want to hurt them, or you don't want to get rejected because there's a possibility of rejection. So your emotions might get all before when you think about sharing with them, asking them for this need. Your fear of rejection might your emotions might get dysregulated because of all these emotions and fears that come up. So what would love do? Love is courageous. Love is there's when you act from a place of love, you're being courageous. So other ways to regulate so besides choosing love, other ways to regulate your emotions can be breath work. Breath work is amazing at releasing the energies and also giving you big insight on what you need to do. Because when you do breath work, because you're receiving so much oxygen and energy from the earth, from the life around you, it can open up your energetic and psychic senses, and it can open up your mind and your mental body, so you can receive solutions and insights. That tends to happen with me. It also depends on how sensitive you are, because most people may not feel anything or may not receive anything. So breath work, going for a walk in nature, going for a long walk. Because if you think of emotions as just energy in motion, if you help the energy move again, then the emotions can start doing what it's meant to do. Emotions meant to move. If you're not feeling regulated, then maybe your emotions are stuck somewhere. So can you do something to move those emotions, like going for a long walk, going dancing, doing some yoga, movement? Would I suggest meditation? Not always. Not always. It can make it worse actually, because then you're just brewing in it. Unless it's more of an active meditation. I would not suggest mindfulness. Sometimes though, it depends as well where you're at spiritually with meditation, because meditation can help you regulate quite powerfully if you are open to, if you already have the capacity to tune into those higher frequencies and to receive the love and the light from a higher source. If you've got that capacity, go ahead and meditate. That's amazing. For me personally, if I do that, I'll need to meditate for at least an hour. And then by the hour mark, I'm receiving the light and I'm feeling the things shift, and I'm fully coming back into presence, coming back to center, coming back into like divine connection. It's so beautiful. One of the best feelings in the world. But I've been meditating for over 7 years now, so it kind of takes practice, to get to that place. So it really depends where you're at and your capacity to receive meditation and to transform through meditation. And if you've never experienced it before, if you've never experienced alchemy and transformation through meditation, then I recommend that maybe you practice while you're not going through so much. It would be easier, and more of a pleasant experience for you. You don't want to traumatize your meditation practice. So those are the tips I have for you today. I hope that they gave you some insight, and I love you. Appreciate you, and I honor you. Thank you for joining me, dropping into my soul space. And if you need any support, just know that I am a qualified therapist. I'm here for you. I can support you in moving through pain, discomfort, helping you get back to your center, your light, helping you feel better, just feel better, and learn how to keep that state of feeling good and maintain it, and work through the underlying root causes of what might be making you not feel so good. I'm all about getting to the root cause of things and pulling it out, shining light and love into it. Ultimately, it's all about love. Increasing your capacity to love, to express love, to experience love, to love yourself. And I mean true love, healthy love. Not the love that you see in movies, not the love that you see on television. There's a real love there. There's a true love. There's an unconditional love that can be tapped into and embodied. It's powerful. Sending you blessings for your day. Thank you.